Hey guys, CoffinSkate here, and in this video I'm actually going to be doing a video. I'm borrowing an idea from a video from SilverKyle video games. This is a backlog video where I'm going to be going over some of the games that I'm going to try and finish over like this year. He goes by a quarter, so which, yeah, this will pretty much be focusing on the games I'll be trying to finish in this first quarter of 2020. But yeah, I thought that was a neat idea. So I thought it would be kind of a cool idea to, I guess you could say, borrow. But yeah, so if you want to see his video, I'll leave a link in the description below. It's not the first video he's done of this kind, but yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of a cool idea. So, that being said, I do want to start off with a game I did finish already, and that is Doom 2016. If you watched my top 10 favorite games of the decade, this was my favorite game of 2016. This was my pick for 2016, and I loved this game. I have finally finished this. I beat it on Ultra Violence mode. I started on Nightmare mode, but oh wow, or not Nightmare mode, Ultra Nightmare mode, because I was going for the Platinum for this, which I did Platinum this. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. The Ultra Nightmare difficulty, the Ultra Nightmare trophy, though, is, no pun intended, a nightmare, because, well, you don't have to play through the entire game, thank God. You do have to beat the first level at least, so, which I did not know until starting a second save slot, that the beginning tutorial area, before it gets into the actual level, it actually skips that when you start a new save file. That was something I did not know, so. But yeah, I'm actually thinking about reinstalling this and playing the arcade mode and the multiplayer, because while I know the multiplayer wasn't everyone's cup of tea, from what I played of it, I thought it was quite fun. So, but yeah, Doom, I absolutely loved this. 100%ed it on my first playthrough. I had to look up some guides, but I did do it either way. Yeah, so excellent FPS. Like I said in my top 10 favorite games of the decade video, this is probably my favorite FPS of this generation. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'll leave a link in the description below. So yeah, I figured I'd start off with that game because I did finish that recently. So, alright, now getting into the games that I want to try and finish in this first quarter. This game it's kind of haunting me at this point, because I'm a big fan of the first two. I just haven't finished this one for whatever reason. So it comes in this big box. It's Trails of Cold Steel 3, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. I have not finished this game yet. Part of which is because I've gotten distracted by other games and whatnot. So yeah, let me just say this. I tend to play like multiple different games all at once. And I know I shouldn't be, because like at this point I've started like 3 other RPGs before this. So but anyways, this game, it is fantastic. I am really enjoying this. I think I talked. One thing I do want to mention real quick. I'm going to be uploading a video that is dedicated to all the honorable mentions. Pretty much it's a video where I talk about all the games that I didn't talk about in the top 10 games of the decade. I have another video that is dedicated to all the games I feel like should also be mentioned and you guys shouldn't miss out on. So stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to be doing a video talking about all the games I have finished in 2019 as well. So stay tuned for that. If you're interested in seeing that content or anything else that I post, subscribe and click the notification bell or whatever. So, anyways, back to this. This game, I guess I should show the actual game itself. Which, by the way, this special edition I did do an unboxing for, so if you are interested in this, I'll also leave a link to my unboxing of this in the description below. But here it is. Here's the actual game itself. I'm about 70 hours in, and I'm still on the second field exercise sequence of the game, which is just in chapter 2. So pretty much I am far from finished with this game. But I'm taking my time with this game. I'm trying to do as much as I can. I'm trying to complete as much of the notebook as I can. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this game. I can't really say if it's my favorite by far, but I am really enjoying this. I like all the new additions to the battle system and whatnot. So yeah. And I am really liking the new characters. At first, I wasn't really liking Yuna all too much. I thought she was just a annoying little brat, but over time, she's starting to warm up on me. So yeah. But yeah. So, and I am liking all the other characters as well. Altina is a really interesting character. Same with Kurt. So, but. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So, yeah. Next up, now I'm ashamed to. Okay, some of these games I've started and I never finished them, so I want to get a lot of these games out of the way. And that's one thing I really want to focus in the way of video games, because I do also want to get my life together and whatnot. I want to get my shit together in terms of personal life, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. But anyways. I do also I really want to focus on finishing games I have not finished before. Namely, one of my siblings keeps telling me I need to finish Dead Space, so I will definitely try and finish that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, like I said, I really want to focus on finishing games I haven't finished. So, but in that case, wish me luck, guys. But anyways, this was a game I got this last summer, and I started playing it. Well. Okay, well, the game is The Witcher 3. This is the complete edition, which has all the DLC. So, little story with this one. I started playing The Witcher 2 before I started playing this. I skipped over the first one. I just read up on the story of the first game, and I went to The Witcher 2. I started playing it. I got, like, what was it, up to chapter 2, and I just lost interest. The game was just getting super repetitive for me, so... that being said, I was really enjoying the story, though. I thought the story was really interesting, and I liked the characters and whatnot. So, but this game, though, the game doesn't tell you how many hours you've put into the game. There's no in-game timer, but I'm estimating. I want to say I've put like 30, 40 hours into this. I don't know, but from what I have played of this. This is a incredible open world RPG. I'm really enjoying this. I also really want to finish this before Cyberpunk 2077 comes out, but yeah, it is a fantastic open world RPG. So again, haven't finished it. I'm gonna try and finish this after I finish Trails Cold Steel 3. Next up is Horizon Zero Dawn. This is a game I picked up like months ago. I picked this up the day like after I went to Comic-Con, like literally like after I left Comic-Con, but which yeah, Comic-Con was a lot of fun, and I did a video on all the stuff I got from Comic-Con. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description below to that video. But anyways, I have started playing this. I rented this before, and I only played it a little bit. But from what I have played of this, first off, this is a gorgeous looking game. Second of all, this game is really unique. I haven't played an open world RPG like this before in terms of premise. So in terms of like gameplay and whatnot, it's nothing too crazy special, but it is still just an absolute blast of a game that I'm really enjoying. So I'll definitely go back to this when I can. I mainly want to finish The Witcher 3. Or Trails Cold Steel 3 and The Witcher 3 before I go back to anything else. So yeah, mainly in the way of RPGs. I don't mind playing another game alongside it, or like I don't mind playing like an open world RPG where I don't really have to pay much attention to the story, which there will be one of those games in this video, but I digress. So yeah, next up is Mass Effect Andromeda. Now I know this game gets a lot of hate, but from what I have played of it, I have played this a little bit, and this I actually got off eBay for like, what was it, $5, not including shipping. So I got quite the deal on this. But anyways, oh yeah, and this is also the deluxe edition. The code did not work though, so I'm not really too upset about it. So, but anyways, this game, I have played a little bit of it. From what I have played of it, first off, the combat is actually really fun. I mean, ever since Mass Effect 2, I feel like the series has had really fun combat. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Yeah, the animations look really silly and whatnot, but that, to me, that doesn't dictate if a game is good or not. So, as jarring as the animations look, from what I have played of it, it is pretty enjoyable. So yeah, I don't think it'll be as good as Mass Effect 2 or 3 in that case, or even Mass Effect 1, but I don't know. I feel like I'll enjoy that game either way. Next up is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This game has been. This game just. I see this game and I feel like it is staring at me menacingly. He's just sitting there. He's just standing there menacingly. But no, jokes aside, I feel like this game just. Anytime I take a look at this game, like, take this game off the shelf and look at it, I'm like. Because this game kicks my ass. I'm about like 20, 30 hours in, and I'm nowhere near the end of this game. So, but yeah, this game has been plaguing me because I want to finish this game. 'Cause, I mean, I've been getting more to FromSoft's games. Like I've been like a huge fan of the Dark Souls series, and I love Bloodborne, and Demon Souls as well. But yeah, I need to I really need to finish this because this game is a super badass but hard as all hell stealth game. So yeah. Next up is Grand Theft Auto 5. Shame to say I haven't beaten this yet. This was another game I got last summer, and I didn't end up finishing this. I want to say I got like 10 hours in. I don't remember. It's been a while since I booted this up, but this game is a lot of fun. It's the first Grand Theft Auto game I've played, and it is a lot of fun. I like some of the really silly and over-the-top missions. The gameplay is honestly a little bit more fun than I thought it would be. And the original music, well, I don't think it's like the best music ever. It is actually it actually does add a little bit of it actually makes some of the action sequences much better in my opinion. So, but yeah, I am really enjoying this. I just haven't beaten it yet. So yeah, but that is definitely a game I want to finish. I want to play more GTA Online because I feel like I'd have a blast playing that. So even though from what I played of it, it can be a little, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the best online I've played, but yeah, I can definitely see why it's so well regarded as like straight up amazing online. Next up is Fallout 4. This was the game I was referring to as a game where I can just, as an open world RPG, where I can just play it without having to worry about the story or anything. Granted, there are some interesting side quests and whatnot, and I personally think the story in this game is pretty interesting. Not nearly as interesting as Fallout 3 in my opinion, but I still actually enjoyed the story of this one. So albeit I'd never finished the story. So I haven't actually played the PS4 version all too much, but I played this a decent amount in the Xbox One, so which I don't have that version anymore, but I kind of want to see about picking it up on the Xbox One though. Like when I don't have my Xbox One anymore, but I do want to see about getting a new one. It's just the one I had, it couldn't read discs. But yeah, when I do get a new Xbox One, I kind of want to pick this up on Xbox One again, just to take a look at my character and shit. So, but yeah, this game, it's great. From what I have played of it, it's a great open world RPG. I know this game isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I do really like Fallout 4. And I like Bethesda's RPGs because they give, from the ones I've played, I've mainly only played Fallout 3, 4, and Skyrim. But I have also played a little bit of New Vegas, but I honestly couldn't get into that one. and honestly, for the longest time, I've just thought the game was just terrible. Maybe I'm thinking about getting it again and giving it another go, because maybe that's one of those games where I was just being a stubborn asshole about it, but I digress. And then Oblivion, I couldn't really quite get into Oblivion because leveling up in that game was just so bizarre. Um, just the fact that every time you gained the amount of experience you needed for leveling up, you needed to meditate, which required either resting or sleeping or whatever. I, I don't know. It was more of an annoyance than anything. So, anyways, I'm getting off track here. Next up, I'm just gonna mention these real quick. Call of Duty World War II and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, mainly speaking towards campaigns. And one thing I do want to mention, I'm not going to mention any games that I would play for the multiplayer. So I wouldn't. So I'm not really talking about these games in the multiplayer side of things. I'm mainly talking about these for the single player campaign. Um, so yeah. That being said, I won't mention any fighting games unless it has a main story. Pretty much, I will only mention games if it has a main story, and whatnot. Then those are the kinds of games I will mention. I won't mention games where I'll mainly just be playing it for the multiplayer, like Overwatch, for instance. If that's an online only game, I'm not going to mention it because I could just play that anytime and just have a blast. So, but anyways, so but yeah, I do want to finish the campaigns for both of these, mainly for trophies. For this one, I'm not really a fan of the campaign. Um, Maybe it's the story that's really putting me off. But yeah, not a fan of the campaign. Which I don't know why the story put me off for this game because I don't really care for story in FPSs. Albeit Doom's story was actually pretty interesting. But anyways, then Infinite Warfare. This game gets a lot of hate. From what I played of it though, the campaign is actually really solid. So yeah, multiplayer though does deserve the hate. Me personally, I don't think it's that bad, but I do see why people hate the multiplayer for that game. Another open world game. I got a decent amount of open world games on here. Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition. I am ashamed to say I have not beaten this yet. Um, because this game, when I played of it, I put like 18, 19 hours into it. I don't know. I played this the other day, or played this again the other day. But I want to go back to this because this is a badass open world or action game that plays more like Assassin's Creed. So I would say if you like Assassin's Creed, you should actually give this a go. In my opinion, it's a much better version of Assassin's Creed. So I do want to play Origins and Odyssey because I have heard those are actually good games. So next up is Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. I actually had this on PS3 and I got quite a ways through it. I want to say I got like halfway through the game. I don't know. This is another game where I want to pick up. I want to pick up the PS3 version of this. Just take a look at my save file because I think that'd be cool. So, and same for like Dark Souls 2 and whatnot. But anyways, I don't know. I like going back to like older versions of games that I have. Like if I have the remastered version of this game, but I've played the original version, I actually kind of find it fascinating to go back to my save file on the original version. I don't know. Am I the only one that thinks that feels that way? I don't know. But anyways, this is a game that I've not finished. I really want to though because I love this game. But yeah, I will definitely try and finish this as soon as I can. So especially the fact like the story, I don't really need to pay much attention to the story because I couldn't give a fuck less about the story in that game because the story is in that game is just you don't have to play it for the story. I mainly play games for the story. That's one thing I really look for in a video game is story. However, Metal Gear Solid 5 is one of those games where I feel like you don't have to play it for the story. You can actually just go into it without having played any of the previous Metal Gear games. So because the story in that game that is I wouldn't say it's that bad, but it's not as interesting compared to the other Metal Gear games. So lastly is Mortal Kombat 11. mainly speaking towards the main story. I haven't finished the main story of this one. I really want to though, because from what I played of it, it is pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll definitely try to go back to this when I can. So I want to play more of that game in general because it's a sick fighting game. Uh, Quick sort of honorable mention here. I'm mentioning Persona 5 because I want to actually try and platinum this, specifically before Persona 5 Royal comes out. So, but yeah, if you haven't played this yet, it is an amazing RPG. I talked about this in my top 10 favorite games of the decade and my top 5 favorite games of 2017. So yeah, this was actually my game of the year for that year. So, however, Nier Automata is like next to it. So, and then I also do want to mention 3 games I'm wanting to start at some point soon. Oddly enough, technically there's 3 RPGs here. So, I say technically because one of them is Yakuza 0. Because this is pretty much a beat 'em up with RPG elements. So, but anyways, this game I've been wanting to play this for the longest time. I've been busy playing other games at the moment. So I don't really want to. Let me just say this: I don't want to start a game that I'm sure will take me like 30 to 50 plus hours, probably 100 hours, because there's so much to do in Yakuza. Um, from the sub stories to all the mini games and whatnot. Um, but um, but otherwise, I do want to start this game up at some point soon because I loved the hell out of Yakuza Kiwami, and I've heard this is debatably the best one. So I definitely want to start that soon. Next up is another BioWare RPG that is Dragon Age Inquisition. This is another BioWare game where I got the deluxe edition. Uh, Again, I think this I got off eBay. The case was rough, so I guess this could also count as like showing some of the games I picked up. But anyways, the case was in rough condition though. I'll see about getting a replacement PS4 case. I need to get some replacement cases for a couple of systems, namely PS3 and, like I said, PS4. Um, but yeah, so I've heard really good things about this game. One of my siblings has played this and absolutely loves it. They've played it so much they have almost platinumed this game, so I'll definitely start playing this probably after I finish Mass Effect Andromeda or just a couple more RPGs. So yeah. And this one, this is actually another new game that I got. This I actually got for Christmas. It's the only game I got for Christmas, unless you count Doom, because that was a game my friend bought for me. But anyways, The Lost Child. I've not started this yet. But I was very happy to get this though, because this is a game I've been wanting to play for a while. Mainly because this is actually, believe it or not, a sequel to a game called El Shaddai: Ascension of the Metatron, which came out on PS3 and Xbox 360. And I played it. I got it on the Xbox 360 years ago. It was back in 2014. Yeah, it was. It was 2014 because it was before I got my PS3, and I was in a huge rush to finish that game before my birthday because I had the assumption that I was gonna get either a PS3 or a PS Vita. So um uh which ended up happening. But anyways, um this is like I said, this is actually a sequel to or a follow up to El Shaddai, which was a awesome action game. And I didn't like I would see this game. I remember seeing this game time and time again, not knowing that it was a not knowing that this was a bit of a sequel or follow up to El Shaddai until I found out that Lucifer is in this game. But yeah, I'm really excited to play this. It's like from what I can tell, it's like some sort of turn-based RPG. Um, but I could be wrong. Actually, no, it looks like it's a mixture of El Shaddai with elements of Shin Megami Tensei. So it looks like it has like a monster collecting element. Um, I don't know, but I am really excited to try this out. So yeah. If this has cross save, I will definitely see about picking up the Vita version. For those who've played this, does this game have cross save? If so, I will see about getting the Vita version. So, I'll probably get the Vita version either way because I like cross save. Or is that game on Vita? I think so. Yeah, it is on Vita. So, I mean, I probably don't remember because I'm probably just making shit up, but anyways, so yeah, there you have it. Those are all the games I like to try and finish in the first quarter of 2020. Finish because Fallout 4 is that one exception. I'm mainly just throwing out Fallout 4 because it's a game I want to play more of. Um, but yeah. So that being said, let me know in the comment section below if there are any games you want to try and finish. Not just in quarter one of this year, but just of this year in general. So, and yeah, like I said, this is a video idea that I borrowed from SilverKyle video games. So I will leave a link in the description below to his video and his YouTube channel because he actually does make some really good content. So he does make video game related content, but to my knowledge, he also talks about like movies and whatnot. So if I remember correctly, but I don't really watch him as much as I used to. But yeah, he does make some good videos, so I recommend checking out his channel. So, but there you have it. There you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm CoffinSkate signing off, and as always, peace out, my friends.